Coming up on Raw today...
It's time for Little Man, the hand-made palace kitten, to leave his foster dad.
The doll puppies are growing up fast, but they're easily spooked.
Wasn't expecting that sound.
And our new Raw Ranger learns to talk to tigers.
There we go. He did it back to you.
Hello and welcome to Raw. I'm Matt.
And I'm Ronnie, and just over here, suckling on Mum, is the newest edition of the Dusky Langer family, and it was born only 2 weeks ago. Oh.
It's hard to believe now looking at this fluffy little thing, but when she's fully grown, she'll be able to jump 10 metres. That's the length of a double-decker bus.
I look forward to seeing that, but there's no time to lose, so let's get on with the show.
The first job of the day for big cat keeper Ben Warren is to prepare for the school run. But instead of a child, Ben will be dropping off the palace cat kitten that he's been hand-rearing at home for a day's adventure in the park.
He's 14 weeks now, so he's at that time when he can venture out into the world. He's had his vaccinations, so he's safe to go out, you know, won't catch any feline viruses. So, yeah, it's about time that he gets a little place of his own.
Young cats in wildlife parks need protection against common cat diseases, just like your cat does. But you can't vaccinate against toxoplasmosis, which is really dangerous for palace cat kittens. And it's the reason that Ben is hand-rearing the kitten he calls Little Man. Little Man was one of 6 kittens. For several weeks, everything went well until one of his brothers caught the killer disease and died. The keepers were afraid they'd all be wiped out, so they took Little Man and 2 of his sisters away to hand-rear them. Ben did everything possible to save them, but sadly, only Little Man survived. But he's a right handful.
Little Man's getting on very well. He's very active, bit nippy, bit scratchy, gets everywhere, you know, he follows you around everywhere, always wants to play. He seems to adore me, so, as I do him.
Today's a big day for Little Man because he'll be going outside in the park for the first time. So he's taking a friend along.
Cuddly tiger, he seems to like. Just a little comfort thing for him, so he's got some familiar things around him.
Just like the first day at a new school, there'll be lots for him to take in. New sights, sounds and smells. But hopefully, Little Man will find it exciting rather than scary.
I'm a little bit nervous. I've looked after him up until now. He's always been in the house. Now he has to fend for himself a little bit in the big bad world.
Whilst Ben has been looking after Little Man, the 2 girl kittens that stayed with their mum have also been doing well. They've been getting the anti-toxoplasmosis drugs too, but in a different way. The mum eats meat with the medicine on it, and the kittens get it through her milk. By splitting the litter up, the keepers made sure that these 2 would get enough of her milk and the medicine. Since 9 out of every 10 palace cats born in captivity usually die from toxoplasmosis, the survival of Little Man and his 2 sisters out of a litter of 6 is a real achievement for the keepers. But now it's time for his big day out.
I'm a little bit anxious to see how he's gonna react. I'm sort of hoping he just doesn't run in the box and spend his whole day in there, sort of thing. I want him out and about and sort of seeing what's going on. There you go, little man. What's all this? Yeah. What's going on?
This place really is like a school for little man. He's been indoors since birth, so all of a sudden he's going to have lots and lots to learn, and it won't all be easy.
Obviously, cats have very, very good hearing. You know, a bird can be tweeting somewhere, and he might take huge distress to this because he's never seen a bird, and he certainly doesn't know it makes a noise. Obviously, he's got a very good sense of smell as well. He's got a couple of neighbours. He's got Tug the desert cat, and he's got Nanyo Niha, the R-clouded leopards. You know, they all have their own smell around here, and I wonder if he's going to cope with that all right.
He'll probably be fine. He's certainly plucky, but Ben isn't leaving anything to chance.
For the first couple of days, I'm going to keep coming up and checking him anyway. He's my little man. I want to make sure he's all right.
But it's time for Ben to get on with looking after all his other animals.
See you later, little man. See you later.
He won't be left alone for long, though, because Ben will be back at lunchtime.
See you later, little man.
We'll be back too to see how he's getting on.
Diana monkeys are highly endangered in the wild, where they live in the dense forests of Central and West Africa. Now, I love monkeys, but whenever Mel Frampton asks me to help, it nearly always involves something gruesome. I think these guys want to help us as well.
They're very excited.
They are. So what are we doing today, Mel?
We are going to put some
Look at you.
mealworms into these bottles, which have got holes in, and see if they can get them out and unscrew the lids.
Now, that sounds like a bit of a puzzle to me.
Yeah.
Are these Diana monkeys very intelligent?
They are intelligent, not quite as intelligent as the cappy monkeys, but they are.
So we're going to put these worms, and they're live, and they're wriggling around in there. You can see them. And you want me to touch them?
Yep. Afraid so.
OK, right, I'm going to have to do this, because I think these guys are... OK. All right, OK. In they go, There you go. Oh, actually, they're not too wriggly, not too bad.
They're not too bad.
And how many do you think I need to put in here?
Oh, we'll put a few more than that in.
OK, get them all in there. Well, look at you picking up my mess. Enough?
Yes.
Now, these guys are making so much noise at the moment. They're squeaking
Yeah.
away. Is that because they want feeding, or what is it?
It's a happy noise. They're
Oh, is
looking
it?
forward to getting their mealworms.
Is there a leader of the group
Yeah,
here?
this mum here, this is Tima.
Hello, Tima. Can I give her a little worm? There you go.
Yeah.
I'm cheating, giving her a worm.
And then we've got Zanaga there, which is her youngest son.
So this is the whole family then?
Yep, and then we've got Digger up there.
So have we just got the 3 in here then?
We've got the 3 and the youngest baby.
How old's the baby?
5 months old next month.
Now, these lot already want their dinner,
Yeah.
it looks like. Will they come over while we're here, or do we need to back away or
We
something?
probably should back away and then they'll come straight over. Oh, here they come.
Oi, you! Keeps trying to steal me bag of worms.
Come on, guys.
Now, are they waiting for Mum to take the lead?
Probably. Once Mum's sussed out that it's all right, then the others will be in there. She's have to find out first, make sure everything's safe.
Come on, Mum. Come on, Tima. Is that worm trying to escape?
So escaping worm, oh, you've been eaten now. Don't fight.
Do they tend to fight a lot?
Brother and sisters do, don't they?
They've got great little hands on them.
They have.
Really able to reach in there and grab the worms.
just-
They're quite wriggly. Smell, how did you come up with this idea?
Well, we usually give them a rich and toys to keep them busy during the day, and I thought, well, these guys like mealworms, why not put them in a bottle and put some holes in it, and that'll keep them busy.
Well, there you go. And is this the kind of thing they do in the wild, you digging for worms and stuff?
Yeah, they'd sort of, if they came across like logs and things in the wild, then they might have worms in, so they'd have to dig them out somehow, think of how they could do that. Or if they come across seeds and nuts in the wild, then they'd have to think of how they could crack those open to get them. So it keeps their little minds occupied.
Now, in the wild, are these endangered?
Yeah, unfortunately they are, for 2 reasons. The first one being habitat destruction, where there's
Right.
like more and more people in Africa, so they're cutting down more and more of these guys' forests, so they've got nowhere to live. And the second one is the bush meat trade, where they're killed for their meat, unfortunately.
Oh, that's awful.
It is.
Now, but it's great news because here you've had another baby you mentioned earlier.
new
so-
little baby.
And is that what they tend to do, just live in families there?
Yeah, they live in family group with a male and his wives and their children.
Well, Mel, I think it was a great idea. Thank you so much for letting us pop along today.
What's a snake's favourite TV programme? Monty Python.
What kind of shoes do frogs wear? Open-toed sandals.
What do you get if you cross a centipede and a parrot? I don't know. A walkie-talkie. Oh,
We've got a brand new Raw Ranger today. She's called Byravi. She's 11 years old and she comes from Surrey. Byravi has no idea what she's doing yet, but she knows that the answer is waiting for her in this envelope.
Byravi, today you're our tiger keeper. Be warned, your task is going to be very smelly. Oh, wow! Oh, my days! I'm really close to a tiger.
And not just one of them. Ingrid and Tug are Siberian tigers, the largest and most dangerous tigers in the world.
Going to be really smelly. Well, let's just hope it involves some gloves.
First step is for Byravi to track down Chris Hales, the head of Big Cats.
Hey, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Byravi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what we're up to today?
Something to do with tigers?
It is something to do with tigers. We've got a couple of nice big Siberian tigers that we're going to be meeting, okay? So what we're going to do is we've got a couple of cardboard boxes here. We're going to fill them right to the brim with straw,
Yeah.
okay? And then we're going to put in this lovely smelly perfume.
This sounds completely mad to me.
Why exactly are we doing this?
Well, this is a little bit of a toy for them, yeah? They can pick it up, throw it around, chew it to pieces. And also, with the scent that we're putting in there, they may well think that there's, you know, perhaps like another tiger in the enclosure or something like that. So it's a real good scent enrichment for them. Try not to get it on yourself, otherwise all the animals will be chasing after you all day.
Do I just spray it?
Yeah, just absolutely everywhere.
Siberian tigers weigh about 200 kilos and can run really fast. I wouldn't want them chasing me.
That's good. What we'll do is we'll actually close these boxes up so that they
Yeah.
can't get straight into them. Do you know how to do this, yeah?
Yeah.
Put one down.
But before they get their treat, a lesson in tiger talk.
Here he comes. This is Tug. He's a nice, friendly boy. Hello.
Wow.
Do you hear that noise he's making?
what's
that's
that mean?
that's a chuffing noise. That's saying hello. Do you think you can make it back?
I don't think... Can you?
Well, sometimes I can.
I don't know how to do them.
You have a go?
I tried.
Oh dear, Ingrid looks annoyed.
She might think you're taking the mick out of her.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that.
Very wise, Byravi. She's a lot bigger than you.
I can see they look like really nice and they look really friendly and I just want to go in there and cuddle them.
He weighs 33 stone, yeah?
Oh.
He's got 2-inch long claws, yeah? 2-inch long teeth. You know, bigger than my middle finger. Running at you at about 35 miles per hour. You would not want to get in the way, would you?
I wouldn't think you were so nice and handsome there.
Now you've met the tigers then,
Yeah.
before we give them a little treat, unfortunately for you, we've got something a little bit smellier to do.
I'm up to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
OK, right, well, if we head off in this direction
Yeah.
then, I'll tell you what it is.
Great.
This job that we've got then
Yeah.
involves these
Okay.
and something smelly. That down there.
Oh, whoa, that's big.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Yeah, the flies like it as well.
Yes.
Well, why not just leave it to the flies then?
What we are actually doing is once every 6 months, we do a nice little health check on them, OK? We take a sample of poo
Yeah.
and we put it in here
Yeah.
and we then give it to the vets. And what the vets do is they put that little piece of poo underneath a microscope and they can see if there's any worms in it.
So you're asking me to put my hand in that?
Yes. Do you think you're up to it?
Yeah, fine. My lucky day then.
Lucky? I don't think so.
The smell is starting to hit and it is so bad.
Once it's been on the ground for a little bit, it starts to get this nice crusty layer which sort of keeps the smell in there. So as soon as you break it, like you did, yeah, you can smell it. That's not nice, is it?
No.
Yeah.
It smells disgusting.
She needs a clothes peg for her nose.
It smells
good.
disgustingly revolting.
Lovely stuff.
It smells really bad.
I
and I'm
say,
taking
you want to
this-
take them gloves off now.
Yes.
So, do you want to keep these as a present then?
I'll run as far away as I can from them.
You sure?
Yep.
But at last, it's time for the good bit. Feeding the big cats.
Here we go.
Oh,
There we
wow.
go.
I fed a tiger.
What do you reckon? You got it? Think you got it?
The meat's on a stick, of course. We don't want to lose any fingers.
Can you see his teeth?
Wow, they're ginormous. It feels amazing feeding a tiger. How much on average do they actually get fed, like, properly?
If we were giving them a nice big feed,
Yep.
something the same size as you,
Yeah.
yeah? So that's why you want this mesh here, because otherwise they
That's
might think you're a nice snack.
The tiger's final treat is the smelly boxes.
Lovely. Well, I can smell it, I'm sure they certainly can.
Yep.
The boxes are ready, and the tigers are too.
Just give it a nice big tug. Let's see what they do. Oh, oh.
Oh.
Ah, look at that. He's got one.
Oh, yeah. He's straight into it. Oh, he's knocked it off.
You see he's licking it?
Yeah.
See, you can already smell the perfume.
I think he thinks it's on the outside.
He's absolutely loving that. Look, he's rubbing his head in it.
Oh. He likes the smell better than I did.
Oh, look at it. He's going to roll over with it and everything.
Suit yourself, Byravi, but I wouldn't argue with a 30-stone tiger with razor-sharp claws.
What's that noise? Hey!
Yay, that was close. There we go. He did it back to you. Finally, you got a tiger to say hello to you.
He doesn't think I'm a freak. He might, but I actually managed to speak to a tiger. So I'm pretty impressed.
I imagine your friends will be too. But it's the end of the day and time for Byravi's Ranger Diary.
Today's task was great. It was to do with tigers, and we had to help entertain them a little bit.
I think she really did enjoy herself. She seemed to be quite excited about being that close to tigers.
It was really kind of gross getting the poo into the tube because it really smelled. I felt like I was choking after a bit.
I don't think she was expecting that.
When I fed Tug, I could see how big his teeth were. They were ginormous. It was fantastic to feed the tigers because they were so close, and I'd never been close to them before.
The idea behind the 110-acre African experience, with its roving herds of all kinds of animals, is that we see them very much as we would in the wild. But it does present particular problems for the keepers, like Carl Parker.
So with so many animals over such an enormous area, how do you keep track of them? I mean, do you have to come out and do regular head counts and that sort of
Yeah,
thing?
they're head counted twice a day.
Twice a day?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, everything's head counted twice a day, and this is a supplementary feed as well. So this isn't like their main diet. So we just come out in the afternoon and chuck a bit of maize out, and it brings a few
them in
animals.
and you can
Yeah,
do a
brings a
head
few.
count.
So we can.
So you've got male and 2 females.
Yes, we have. Yeah. Yeah.
We've been sort of hoping that they might have a few foals, but any sign of that yet?
Not at the moment, no. I mean, Flynn was quite a young chap when he first turned up, so
Right.
he was only a foal himself.
So he's got a bit of growing up to
He's
do.
got a bit of growing up to do, yeah.
OK, excellent. And then the giraffe behind us. How many got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, all 5 of them here, including baby Horace.
He's looking spectacular, isn't he? I cannot believe that it was only last year that he was born.
That's it.
What, 6 feet tall?
Yeah.
And now look at the size of him.
He's
in
around,
one
he's around
year.
about 12 and a half feet now, so he's doing tremendously well.
Making absolutely spectacular progress. And what are these stunning things?
These are 2 of our Dufassa waterbuck that we got here.
Now, I saw a waterbuck baby a little while
That's
back,
right.
just after it had been born.
Yeah, yeah.
How's that getting
It's
on?
getting on fine. It's in the an area above the African hunting dogs there.
Yes.
So it's laying up where it will probably stay for a month or so
Yep.
before it starts wandering out with mum.
Right.
So,
Great stuff. Well, you must be keeping them extremely healthy, Carl.
Yes, plenty of food.
Well done. We've got a trailer full of this stuff to throw out, so I better get on with it, I guess. Here we go, Carl. So just spread it all out around the
Yeah,
place?
that's it, Matt. Just grab a handful and chuck it out.
I love trying to catch the keepers out, and today's questions are all going to be about the white-faced Saki monkey. These beautiful creatures live in the northern part of South America. And Kerry Nichols is going to try and come up with all the answers, if the noisy neighbours, the Simon Gibbons, will give us a bit of peace. All right, guys, who wants to go first?
Should we go for Amy first?
How many do you have here at the park?
It's just the one at the moment. He's just in by himself. They would kind of normally live in groups and stuff, but we're trying to find another group for him at the moment. But yeah, he's just in by himself at the moment.
What's his name?
His name's Bagel. So yeah, quite a nice name, really.
Cute
Bagel.
name. Does he eat bagels?
No. He eats bread occasionally, but yeah, not bagels.
All right, who wants to go next?
Ella?
What kinds of food do they eat?
In the wild, they would eat kind of a mixture of insects and like small vertebrates, so like small lizards and stuff like that. Ooh. And if you get a closer look at him, he's hiding at the moment at the back. But he's got quite long fingers, and he will use them to kind of get into like holes where like insects and lizards will hide and kind of scoop them out and stuff. But he also will eat like seeds. He's like a seed eater as well, so nuts and seeds. And he'll also eat fruit, so quite a wide range of diets, so yeah.
And
quite healthy.
And what do you feed him here, Kerry?
It's similar kind of like a replicate to what he would get in the wild, so he would get like a lot of fruit. He gets like little mealworms and waxworms and like little insects and stuff, so he gets like a nice range of stuff he likes. Seems to enjoy it.
Thank you very much, Kerry. OK, who wants to go next?
Should we go for Lewis next?
Why do they have fur around their faces?
I'm not really sure why they have fur around their faces, just to kind of protect them, like we have hair on our head, obviously, to protect our head, and it's just to protect their face, really. If you can see, he's got like a white face, and they're called the white-faced Saki monkey. And only the males will have the white face. The females are more of like a brindle colour, like a mixture of kind of browns and stuff. And all babies are born the same as their mums, so they won't have a white face. And then the males, the white face will develop around 2 months. So then you can tell them apart quite easily, the males and the females.
OK, who wants to go next?
And Rebecca?
Is he friendly?
He is quite friendly. He's quite shy sometimes around people he doesn't know that well, so he tends to hide, as you can see. But yeah, he's quite friendly.
So would you all say that you are now experts of white-faced monkeys?
Yes!
Well, thank you very much, Kerry. You've taught them lots today.
Definitely. And there'll be another tough Ask the Keeper coming soon. Whilst Keeper Ben Warren has been hard at work looking after his other animals, Little Man has been enjoying his first day in the great outdoors. To him, it's a world full of new and intriguing sights, smells and sounds. But now it's lunchtime.
There's some food.
And Ben's brought him a tasty treat.
Here, little man.
So what does a Palace Cat kitten have in his packed lunch?
He's got a little bit of rat that we've put his medication on. He's taking his food quite happily. So, yeah, he's good.
For the first 6 weeks of his life, Little Man just drank milk. But since then, he's been eating more and more solids.
He's been one of the easiest cats to get onto meat, actually. He seems to eat everything. There's a stage where Mum would wean them off milk and teach them how to eat meat. Basically, we have to do the same. But this one, it was straight on it. You know, he weaned himself off milk and just ate so easily. You know, we've had no problems at all. He's been brilliant.
Little Man looks much like the sort of pet kitten you might have at home. But, in fact, he comes from a rare and endangered species that's notoriously hard to breed in captivity. Raising him has been a big responsibility for Ben.
People would think it's a dream job. It's absolutely lovely to do, but you have to take the bad as well. So you don't get much sleep. If the animal doesn't want to feed, you have to sit up until it does feed. So you might only get a couple of hours sleep a night, which is a little bit tricky, but when you get to the stage like this, it's very worth it.
Little Man is the first cat Ben has hand-reared himself, but he actually grew up with young wild animals all around him.
My dad was head keeper here for a long, long time, and while he was hand-raising stuff, obviously we'd have contact in the house and have tigers running around, and wolves, leopards. So I've been brought up with most of it.
Ben's dad, who was a very experienced and knowledgeable keeper, hand-reared several tigers. Some of them are still here, including Chotes, the Indian tiger.
Chotes, come on! Chotes!
Tigers remember people well. It's only because Chotes knows and trusts Ben like a brother that he's able to get up this close.
Well, Chotes is 19. He's been here pretty much after birth. He was brought in from another park to be hand-raised here. He was one of the ones that my dad hand-raised, so I had a bit of contact with him while he was growing up. All I can really remember is him being quite playful. He was very boisterous and very playful, but he calmed down as he was getting older, and he's turned into a really soft boy.
Although the bond between them clearly remains strong, Ben knows it would be far too dangerous to go in with Chotes.
The hand-raised tigers certainly like a bit of attention. It's what they're used to, you know, they're used to human contact. Give them a good scratch in the ear or whatever, but, you know, they love the contact.
There hasn't been a tiger born at the park since Ben became a keeper 10 years ago. But some of the tigers have been seen mating recently, so there could well be cubs on the way. How would Ben feel if a tiger mum couldn't cope with raising a cub herself?
If there was a tiger to hand-raise, I'd put my hand in the air first to do the job. But obviously it would have to be if mother rejected it. You know, mum always gets the first chance in raising her cubs, but in the instant that she couldn't or wouldn't, yeah, I'd certainly have my hand in the air.
Ben's got to get back to work right now, but we'll meet up with him again later when he takes us to see another cat that was hand-raised by a keeper, Melindy the serval. She is amazing.
Now you won't want to miss this bit, because we're about to give you the cheat code for the Raw game. And today it's Water 107.
As I'm sure you know by now, the aim of the game is to set up, manage and look after the best possible animal park. The more healthy, happy animals you have, the more visitors you'll get.
Every day we give you a new cheat code that unlocks extra features, and once a week a new animal. So get online as soon as possible, and don't forget to use the Rate My Park feature to find out how your friends are doing. Now, being a keeper doesn't mean all fun with the animals. It's not just about feeding and playing with them. It's also about keeping them clean and their enclosures. I'm here at the Gorilla enclosure with Donna Honey. And Donna, you've got a bucket there of soapy water. What have we got to do today?
Well, if you wouldn't mind taking the sponge and giving the windows a bit of a clean, that would be brilliant.
All right, then. Oh, it's nice and warm, though, at least. I've got my spongy windows. Why are we doing this today?
The windows do tend to get quite dirty, both sides. The gorillas like to get their hands and feet all over them, get loads of, like, prints and stuff like that.
Now, I can see on the inside. Who's this one here?
This is Little Popper.
Little Popper. He's swinging on the glass, and look at it. It's all mucky on the inside. But today we're just going to do the outside, aren't we?
Yeah, for the moment, just the outside.
So who would normally do the inside? Popper wouldn't do it himself, would he?
No.
I didn't have to pass this through.
No, you're all right. We do that in the morning.
He's coming through. You want to help, honey? You go back in there and play. So you would normally do the windows on the inside as well?
We would, yeah, in the morning when the gorillas are shutting doors.
And so how often do you have to clean it on the inside?
They get cleaned every day.
He's licking the soap. Come on, Donna, do some cleaning, will you? I can't believe she's making me do all the work here. Start wiping it down. She's not very eager, is she? She's making me do all the hard work. Now, they are loads of fun, these gorillas, to watch for us. Do you think they like to watch us from the inside out? Because Papa seems very interested.
Yeah.
Hello, gorgeous. So when do they have visitors here in the park? There's another one we didn't see him. Who's that?
That's his mum.
That's his mum. Hello. But I tell you what, we better get back to cleaning these windows, and hopefully I'm going to get Donna to help me out a bit. But this is what's still to come on the rest of the show. Come on, Donna, elbow grease.
It's the end of the Palace Cat Kitten's first day out, but he still wants to play.
We find out exactly what gibbons are looking for when they groom each other.
They find little bits of flaky skin which they eat, and that keeps everything.
And there's mayhem in the Ellie Yard when the kids play up at bedtime. Ben Warren, who's hand-rearing the Palace Cat Kitten and yesterday introduced us to a tiger he grew up with, now wants us to meet another cat that was hand-raised by a keeper.
Hello. Obviously, everyone knows this is Melindy. She's a couple of years old now, so she's getting a big girl, and she's very sweet.
Melindy's a serval, which is a small, well, small-ish kind of wildcat. And she's the only carnivorous animal the keepers dare to get this close to.
She likes all of us a lot, you know. We all try and get in here quite a lot, but recently, while I've been doing Little Man, it's been a struggle for me to find time, really, as well as doing all the other jobs. So, yeah, this is quite a nice change to get in here, come and see her again.
Last year, Ben looked after Melindy, and whenever he could, he would make time to play with her. This year, he cares for different cats, but he hasn't forgotten what she likes.
This is one of her favourite playtime activities, chasing a bit of bamboo. The chasing of the bamboo sort of replicates hunting, so it's good to keep their sort of mind sharp.
She also has very sharp claws and teeth, but since she was hand-reared, she's quite safe.
Obviously, this is one of the benefits. She's normally quite happy to cuddle up to you. She's getting a big girl now as well. Yeah. When she was younger, she would jump on your shoulders and sort of give you a bit of a clean, lick your hair and things like that. I think she quite liked the taste of my hair gel. Trouble is, she'd slobber all down your neck and things. Wasn't very pleasant, but obviously it's quite a privilege to do.
Melindy is the living proof that you can hand-rear wildcats successfully without destroying all their natural instincts. That's exactly what Ben's trying to do with Little Man, who spent the day exploring his new enclosure and playing, of course. It's an important first step in the gradual process of getting him used to the park, so that eventually he can move here for good. But tonight, he's going home with Ben.
Hello, little man. How was your first day? He's looking very well. He's out and about, which is good. He seems pretty chilled. He seems to be having quite a lot of fun with that log, scratching away. He's much better scratching logs than my furniture, which he has been doing. You ready to go home? What's this? One cat in a box.
The next step for Little Man will be to spend a whole day and night in the park, and we'll bring you news of that when it happens.
See, big cat Jim Massey thinks he can take on me in the double enclosure, but he's so wrong. Oh, we're not really playing tug-of-war. We have got this rope for another reason, Jim. Tell us why we've got this and why we're in the double enclosure as well.
Well, as you know, we've got some pups in here.
Yeah, you've got 8 of them, haven't you?
That's right, yeah. So we just thought we'd give them something to play with.
Right.
So we brought the rope in, and we've got some bottles there.
We just heard them because the cameraman just walked right over them. We've already prepared them, as you can see. So what are we going to do?
Put that loop over here.
OK.
So we can stretch it out a bit.
Now, do you think the pups will actually come and use this as tug-of-war? Is that what we're hoping they're going to do?
Yeah, it'll help them strengthen, you know, their jaws.
Can you manage that?
Yeah, just about.
I just showed my strength. So you got to keep it nice and low because they're only ickle little things. Can't see any of them at the moment. Where are they all?
Oh, they're watching us.
So, Jim, that looks pretty secure now. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Good.
Even I can't take that on.
Right
So what's
then.
next?
We're going to tie these bottles to the rope. Obviously, you've got little stones in to make a noise.
Tell me why we're doing this.
It's mainly to get them used to chewing, and, you know, to build up muscle in their jaws.
So what we're hoping for is they come over, have a bit of a tug. They won't be scared of these sounds, because pretty loud.
No, they tend to, you know, have great fun with them, because one might run off with one, then the others chase him.
OK, so it could be a whole new game.
Yeah.
Right, I'm done with this last one. Are we done? We can get out of here.
Yes, that's it.
So, Jim, we've just left the enclosure and it hasn't taken them long. Here's one already. Having a look. Oh, here's a pup. Here's a pup.
2 pups.
Look, yeah, 2 pups.
3 pups.
3 pups. Go on, say 4.
No.
They started to come over, Jim. They've just walked off. Who's this one in the front?
This is actually Mum.
Is she just kind of smelling it all out?
Yeah, she's making sure it is safe for the pups to come out. She'll probably let them have a go because she's been near it, but obviously not too concerned.
There's another one. There's 4 of them now.
Yep.
They're all eager to come over. When you do put new things in their enclosure, I mean, how do the pups react?
They do tend to stay back a little bit and maybe let the adults have a sniff around it, see whether it's safe. But sometimes they come in and they just want to play.
Ooh, look, look, look. Now, you mentioned you've got 8 pups at the moment in here. I mean, have their personalities developed?
1 or 2 are certainly getting a personality. You know, if they're bold, they tend to come up in, you know.
Having a sniff?
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that sound. Ran straight away.
But that's a good sign because obviously, you know, all their hearing are good because they all ran away.
Excellent. Look at that, coming down low.
Sneaking.
Is that how they'd hunt, coming down a bit low?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, we haven't put any scent on the rope apart from our own. So why are they so curious by it?
Well, it is anything new, really. I mean, this was just what, you know, and you can see the muscle in the neck and on pulling that. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, if that one has trouble, it might well call upon others to come and help.
And hopefully... Ooh, they don't like that sound at all. No, it is quite impressive, the strength of their jaw.
Yeah.
I mean, how does that fare them in the wild?
Well, I mean, when they tackle their prey...
Ooh, he ripped that bit off.
Yeah. If he runs away, they'll probably chase him, because they'll all want to, you know, there they go, look, they're all chasing him.
You can see round the back there, all the pups have run off. Everyone's ran off after one little piece of rope.
That's the way they do it. It's almost as if he's made a kill, and they're all coming in to get their share. And that's exactly what, you know, they would do in the wild, but unfortunately, it's a piece of rope.
So, Jim, if we leave this in here, do you think the pups will eventually come over and play with it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll leave this with you then, and thank you again for letting us get involved.
No problem.
Why did the one-eyed chicken cross the road? To get to the bird's eye shop.
Why was the duck unhappy? Why? His bill was in the mouth.
How do you fix a broken chimp?
No idea.
With a monkey wrench?
Did you make that up?
No, it's off the internet.
These funny creatures have an even funnier name, Coati mundis, although everyone calls them coatis for short. They're rodents. They come from Central and South America, and Sarah Wills has asked me to give her a hand with them. So, Sarah, what are we going to do today with their feed?
I've just got a bag, a Hessian sack, and I've filled it with food, and I thought we could tie it somewhere in the enclosure and just watch them climb.
All right, lovely. So we've got some fruits, some nuts in there. Oh, look, they're already into it. Very keen. So is that enough to get us going?
We could put a little bit more in.
So fruit, nuts, some meats there as well, so that they'll pretty much eat anything, will they, these guys?
They would. They'll eat anything
Oi,
you
you
give
haven't
them.
started yet, you cheeky thing. So what do you want? You want us to suspend it somewhere?
Yeah, if we hang it over there onto the rope.
Up on the rope there?
Yeah, just watch them climb.
So are they very good climbers? Because that looks pretty tricky to get up there.
Yeah, they're really good climbers. They've got these double-jointed ankles, which help them to climb up and down really easily. The tail helps them balance really well.
By double-jointed, how does that help them
It just means they can walk down branches head first.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, they don't have to worry about turning around and things.
So the only other thing I can think of seeing climbing forward is a squirrel in the park.
Squirrels do that quite a lot, yep.
Are they related?
No, these guys are related to the raccoons, so no, not in the squirrel family.
They're very friendly, aren't they?
Yeah, these guys were hand raised, so they're quite friendly. Yeah, they're just really inquisitive as well, quite nosy, and just want to see what we're up to.
Is it the kind of animal that people might keep as a pet?
Some people do. They're not really good as pets because they are quite hard to train, but because of their size and that, people do often try and keep them as pets.
All right, they're extremely cute. I haven't noticed this yet. I wonder if can we entice them over with a little bit of something? Hey, look. Oh, look at that! Should we maybe put the bucket out? How would that be? They think they're going to get it the easy way. No, you've got to work for your food. Look, it's up here. It's up here. They snatched it straight out of your hand. Well, what we can see there is that they're incredibly good at climbing.
Yeah, quite quick
they
as well.
They scurried up the fence there. And I noticed they've also got really long claws.
Yep, their claws are really useful for gripping into the trees and stuff, and for digging they use it, digging for food quite a lot. So really good on the ground and really good in the trees as well.
If you say they dig for their food, what would they be digging for?
Just small bugs and things.
Yeah?
Yep, because they eat a variety of stuff like you see here, all fruit and different kinds of bugs and mammals and reptiles.
Brilliant. I noticed they've also got wonderful long noses. Is there a particular reason for that adaptation, do you think? How do they use that?
They use their nose, they've got a really good sense of smell, but it's also for foraging on the ground, like I say, getting all the bugs and things.
Oh, well done, well done.
Come on in.
Look, all that lovely food in that sack.
Yeah, they can't be bothered to work for their food when they know I've got a bucket here,
Yes.
easier to get to.
They're extraordinarily cute creatures, aren't they? Oh, there we see it coming straight down. And now, I can't quite see how the double jointing aspect works. Is it the front paws or the back paws?
Both.
So do they actually turn them all the way around?
Yeah, they can do that. Turn them right the way around, and it's no problem for them.
So they climb up with them forwards, and they turn them over.
Yeah.
Climb down, sort of, so they're always hanging, as it were.
Yeah.
How clever. Well, the sack is still up there, full of food, but as you can see, these cheeky little creatures are taking the easy route. But at least we got a lovely close-up look, didn't we, Sarah? Great stuff. Bye, you two.
And now another of our all-time favourite Raw films from the last series. 13 is a lucky number if you love elephants, because that's how many there are in this herd, which is the biggest in Britain. People come from far and wide to see them. Whenever she gets a chance, Ellie keeper Liz Rickard enjoys nothing more than just watching these gentle giants live out their stately lives in the peace and quiet of their paddock. But all that's changed now. The arrival of hooligans Jara and Janu has created absolute mayhem down at the Ellie paddock. The bigger hooligan on the left is Jara.
Jara, our little girl, she's a bit of a rascal, must admit. Everything's new and exciting. Whereas Janu, our little boy, he's a bit of a cool dude, really. Takes things in his stride. Janu does push Jara around quite a lot. She'd take it for a while and then she'd give him a good shove back.
Baby elephants, like baby humans, learn about the world through trying things out, always pushing the boundaries to see what they can get away with. Everything they do is just play at the moment, but it's all practice for becoming a grown-up elephant. Even the wrestling and mischief-making has a reason.
They are highly tolerated, the calves. I mean, they get away with a lot and they rush under the other one's trunks when they're trying to feed or pinching their food. And they are tolerated, and the mums just kind of just move them away slightly. If they get a bit naughty, they push them a bit harder, but they do get away with quite a lot.
A baby elephant's day can be split into 3 distinct times. morning playtime, lunchtime playtime, and afternoon playtime. Which is great for them, but for the adult elephants, it can all get a little tiring. Get it?
Well, an elephant's lifespan is about 60 years. And so, as you can say, it's quite similar to humans. So obviously the first year of their life, they learn a lot, really, as we do. I mean, babies put things in their mouth to see what they are. Our elephants do the same. They gum the bars, babies suck their thumbs, things like that. They suck their trunks even, so obviously there's quite a few similarities you could see there.
Baby elephants can stand and walk within an hour of being born, but for a long time they have absolutely no control over their trunks, which hang down like wobbly hose pipes. The trunk is the elephant's nose, but they do more than just smell with it. It has tips at the end that can be used like fingers once they've got the hang of it. When they finally gain strength and coordination, the whole trunk becomes as useful to them as your arm is to you.
Basically, everything to the babies is exciting. Whatever they can pick up and throw, they will throw. And obviously at the same time they're learning what they can eat. They're both teething at the moment, so anything they can chew on is great. They're moving on to bigger and better things, so cabbages now, they just rip the leaves off, they roll in between that, throw it around, wear it as a hat, so that's quite fun.
But there is a limit to how much fun you can have with a cabbage, so what else can they get up to? Well, how about chasing the cameraman?
They will sort of charge you because they think it's quite fun, but again they're learning to chase threatening things away from them. The ears are meant to make, when they're out, they're meant to make them look bigger than they actually are. Obviously they're big enough anyway, but just really just to show how, you know, threatening they can be, just to get away from trouble, really.
Just like young humans, little elephants have loads of energy and play all the time. But they also have something else in common with young people. They hate bedtime.
I never used to want to go to bed at night. There was always something interesting to do, someone to play with, someone to talk to. So obviously they don't want to do what Mum wants to do. It's boring, really. So yeah, so it proves quite interesting getting her in at night.
We'll come back to the Ellie enclosure later on to see whether Jara and Janu live up to their reputation when bedtime arrives.
We love it when they get new creatures in the parks, and the latest arrivals are called gelada baboons. They only live in Ethiopia and northeast Africa, and Ernie Thetford has brought me to admire them.
Ernie, they're absolutely wonderful. How are they settling in?
They've settled in pretty well. They are a very nervous kind of primate in the first place, and it has taken them a while, certainly, but now they're quite settled, really, yeah.
Good. They seem very calm.
Yeah, they're very much an outdoor kind of species, so they haven't used the shed very much. They've been much happier outside, but they don't really require heating and things like that. So they do prefer the open spaces and that.
Where have they come from to be here at the park?
Brazil, France.
So do you have to speak French to them?
I haven't tried that yet, no.
No. The first thing you notice is the big size difference between the two. Is this a youngster or...?
This is an adult male, the large one, and an adult female.
So they're both mature, both fully grown?
Yeah. She's 18 years old and he's 10, so yeah, they're full size.
And he has the most magnificent coat, doesn't he?
He has. This is quite a stunning coat, and it's protection from the weather, but it's also an impressive coat for being a high-ranking male, if you like, for his group. Very much like a lion's mane, and probably has the same sort of capacity to help withstand winter fights and things like that.
Nice.
They have very large canine teeth.
Do they? They seem to be doing sort of playing with each other's coat. What are they doing there?
Yeah, this is grooming. It's a very common primate behaviour. It's a sort of social bonding thing largely, and also a grooming thing for keeping the fur clean. They find little bits of flaky skin which they eat, and that keeps everything.
You've got a huge handful of grass there. Is that what they're going to eat?
They're unique amongst primates virtually in being grass eating. So they actually graze and gather little bits of grass up with their hands into a mouthful and then eat that. So
Gosh, that's not something you associate with primates, is it?
not at all, really.
Can we pass them through to them? do you
And some
think? Will they
roots
accept them?
and some insects. I can see if they have got grass to graze in their enclosure. But
So you're keeping your distance rather than going straight to them. Is that because they're nervous or because they could be aggressive?
yeah, I don't want to push them. We're just forming our own relationships, really. So we need to just give them their own space
A
and
little
let
bit of
them get
respect.
used to us. Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, you gotta come and have some grass. The amazing expressions on their faces. Their eyelids pop up, their lips pop up. What, do we have any idea what those things mean?
Yes, the eyelids going back, that's a threat. And they do this spectacular, really spectacular lip flip where they pull the whole front lip, exposing... They pull it right back so it covers the nose and everything and it exposes all the teeth and the gums, and that's a fear grimace.
Now that they're eating and you can see the male's chest, it's sort of a flash of pink there. It almost looks like there's no fur, is that right?
Both the males and females have that
do they?
on their chest. The females particularly use that to... It's an area where the male can tell if she's in season.
Right.
So it's a breeding, reproductive kind of aspect.
One thing that I noticed straight away is that he's a very big boy, but he's got quite small hands. Is there any significance to that?
They have got short fingers, a particularly short first finger. Presumably it's partly to do with their grazing habits because they have to pick all the blades of grass.
Mm-hmm. And at the moment they're in this small enclosure, getting used to being here at the park. But what are the plans for the future?
They have a very extensive, large area there at the back.
Oh, the new open-topped enclosure.
Yeah.
They're going to go in there.
That is for them.
There.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing them out there. But for now, thank you very much, Ernie. Absolutely spectacular.
And now for the second part of that story, which is one of our all-time favourite films. It's bedtime at the Elephant House. But how exactly do you persuade 13 tired elephants that it's time for bye-byes? The keepers have it all organised like a military operation. The General is head Ellie keeper Dave Magner. He's a veteran with 19 years service behind him.
Yeah, Dave, in position.
Ready when you are, Dave. We're ready, Dave.
Probably the hardest bit of the job is bringing the elephants in at the end of the day. You know, we need quite a few people to operate the gates.
It's very easy for an elephant to squash a human to death, even if they don't mean to. So the keepers are on high alert while they're working in the enclosed space at the elephant sheds at bedtime. Once a keeper is by their gate, they have to stay there until the whole operation is over. If all goes according to plan, this job should just take a few minutes, because elephants never forget where their bedrooms are. Unless, of course, they're young and naughty.
Well, little ones, they should stick with their mothers, but there are times when they don't. You know, the mother will go in her own stall. Obviously, there's no calf, so then she'll come out again looking for the calf, and then she's got to try and get it out. You know, and you can see sometimes the mothers getting quite frustrated because the kids are not doing as they're told. You know, we just have to leave them alone to get, you know, to let them sort themselves out. We can't intervene in, you know. So I mean, sometimes it can take half an hour.
When you misbehave at bedtime, it's probably just mischief. But a baby elephant wouldn't try it on, would it?
I think they got a mischievous side to them. I think if the more, I mean, you can get frustrated with them and maybe raise your voice. And I think, especially Jara, the little female, and she knows it, she's doing something wrong. But then she'll play on it. So the more you get angry, the more she plays up. So the best thing to do is try and keep quiet and just accept the situation.
Eventually, the babies do as they're told and go off to bed. One day soon, they'll learn the routine and be as well behaved as their parents. But until that time, the keepers will just have to put up with them.
You can't change them. I mean, they grow up with you, or you grow up with them. You'll always have that bonding with them. But the nice thing about it is that you know they give you back so much.
It's nearly time for us to say goodbye, but before we go, we've just got time to catch up with Mark Hawkes here, who's been working at the park for the last year. Hi, Mark.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Mark. Well, over the last year, you've been lucky enough to work on the cat section, haven't you? So what's been your favourite experience of the year?
Well, I can't really pinpoint one, to be honest. I'm just so lucky to get this job. It's just everything about it. I can't complain.
Have you got a favourite cat on the section?
I don't like having favourites, but I often do find myself coming down the woodland and hopping over to say hello to snow leopards, because they are just stunning animals.
They're absolutely stunning, aren't they? Yeah.
So if you weren't working with the cat, what animal would you love to work with?
I'm a big fan of rhinos. I really like the rhinos, yeah. Them and the tapirs as well. I think they're great.
I love them too. So, in your first year here at the park, what do you think is the most important thing you've learned?
Definitely double-check your locks, especially if you're with these guys here.
That is very important. It's obviously been a great time. We look forward to hearing lots more stories from you in the future, Mark. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we've run out of time there, but before you go, check out what's coming up on our next show.
Mushy needs an operation on her infected arm. How will her baby Papa cope?
Running with the pack, we join a family of wild dogs on our hunting party.
And a boa constrictor gets to grips our raw ranger.
Really scary.
That's all on our very next Roar.
Aliens. I knew it.
Lance was kidnapped by aliens.
Help me get my boy back.
This looks like war, but it's a game. Why? We'll find out.
I think he's looking for soldiers.
Bring me children.
You don't want to come here? It's mental.
I don't think we're in Combat 3000 anymore.
You the honor gods?
We're in space, Luke. Who are you going to ring? Have you got the number for Captain Kirk?
Unless you've got a friend at NASA, we're stuffed, and so are Luke and Clyde.
From the makers of Doctor Who, The Sarah Jane Adventures, Monday at 5 on CBBC on BBC One.
It's birthday time!
Andrew! Oh,
There you
thank you,
are.
Andrew.
Thank you very much. Oh, look at this! Can you see Boo? I can, but can you see Joe? Ta-da! Hello, Joe. Happy birthday. You are too. Lots of love from Mummy, Nanan, Grandad, and everyone who loves you.
And that's a great cowboy hat. Oh, we like that. And here comes Lala. Oh, fantastic. Hello, Lala. Nice. Excuse me while I tickle your tummy. Tickle, 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 tickle. Because inside Lala today, we have Harry. Happy birthday to you, Harry. Lots of love on your second birthday from Ollie and Mummy and Daddy.
Happy birthday. Thank you, Andrew. A nice pink card, Eagle Piggle. Now someone's holding Eagle Piggle's hand. It's Libby. Happy birthday, you're two. Love from Mummy, Daddy, Max the dog, all your grandparents, aunties, uncles, and cousin Daniel.
Happy birthday. Have a super duper day. Now, here we have, who can you see? Upsy Daisy, yes. And who else is there? Oh, yes, Dizzy. And there's Ellie. Happy birthday, Ellie. You've just popped out of this egg. Well, lots of love on your second birthday from Mummy and Daddy, and also Nanny and Grandad, and your big and little cousins.
Happy birthday. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Oh, look, the Teletubbies are here with their naughty Nunu. And up here, we have Ishanika. You are too. Happy birthday. Love from your mum, your dad, Amal, Sia, and everyone who loves you.
Happy birthday! Have lots of fun today. You're allowed to have lots of fun because it's your birthday. Well, Brandon, it is your special day too. You're 2. And Bob the Builder says you're underneath Fireman Sam. Oh, so you are. Lots and lots of love from Mummy and Daddy and all the family.
Happy birthday. Ooh, thank you. We have a shiny card. Now, let's flip open Iggle Piggle's head. Oh, look! We have Jake, who is 2. Happy birthday. And who's underneath Upsy Daisy? Let's have a look. Ta-da! Oh, look, it's Jake's cousin. Your name is Aaliyah. Happy birthday, Jake, says Aaliyah. Lots of love from Mum and your big brother, Liam.
Happy birthday! Who's next, Andrew?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.